types of hydroponics. This is called wet-dry hydroponics. So there's a little tiny pump at the bottom. It pumps the water up and it cascades on the inside. And it basically does that for half an hour. And then it shuts off for half an hour. Inside each one of these little tubs is a mix of water with the nutritional levels. That's exactly what that plant wants to grow. So in a couple of weeks, all this will be filled out like crazy. It actually grows like at an insane rate. We have lettuce and peppers and a couple different types of tomato plants here.
How come some have like the cage and some don't? Is that...
I think it's the way the plant's going to grow. So lettuce, they don't really have to worry about the cage, but the tomatoes and the peppers, when the plant grows, it just needs a little support. So what's cool about the lettuce, in about a month from now, they're going to cut this thing, and they're going to have a head of lettuce. And then about 3 weeks later, another head grows. They'll cut it again, and then it grows again. So, I mean, this thing alone, it's like $200 for this, $250 for this thing. I mean, just one cutting of lettuce pays for this unit. It's absolutely insane. All right, so this system over here is called Zero Floor. It's been in Germany for about 40 years. It's an ultra lightweight system. The trick behind this is there's a drainage mat at the bottom. On top of that drainage mat, there's this stuff called water absorption mat, which is like that carpet padding type stuff that's under carpets. And then on top of that, you roll out the sedum like you would do sod. Super lightweight, saturated. It's 12 pounds per square foot. Dry, it goes down to 6 pounds. It's really cheap too. They sell it between like $8 and $10 a square foot. So whenever you see like a big thing being done, a big green roof where they're talking about acres, Javits Center just had it done. The post office downtown had a roof done a couple years ago. It's going to be sedum if it's acres because it's so cheap. They're not going to, even though let's say the post office and the Javits Center, they're able to hold 25 pounds per square foot, the cost difference would be so immense on a vast roof like that they went with a cheaper product like this. But it does handle 90% of our storms. We hardly give this any TLC. We have a sprinkler head out there. We haven't really used it in about 2 years. Basically, we put that sprinkler head out there because we just wanted to help our honeybees out a little, keep the area adjacent to their hive a little damp. So this is a regular farm, just like Brooklyn Grange. The only difference is that we can't handle what they can handle down there as far as the weight on this roof. They went with 12 inches of mineral soil. We had to go with a mix. So we went with 1/3 mineral soil, 1/3 perlite, and 1/3 compost. And then we have these like walkways here. So this averages out to about 25, 26 pounds per square foot saturated. Whereas if we went pure mineral soil, it'd be 72 pounds per square foot saturated. But if we were able to handle the weight, we would have gone with that, but we can't. So we have this lightweight mix. This stuff has been in here for about a week. Everything is taken, which is just amazing. And in a month from now, all these plants will be about 2 or 3 feet high, and they'll already have fruit on them. It's really amazing. Roof, gardens work, no question about it. You get full sun, you get this constant little breeze up here that helps with insects and bugs a little, and then you get all the rain, you get all the benefits up on the roof.
What's the difference between using like the burlap
and what we did over here, we played a little with these last 2 rows. So this is 12 inches of Gaia. This is the first year we're going to play with Gaia up with the farm. And then over here we have corn. And the corn didn't grow that well the last couple of years. So what we did was we added another 3 inches of perlite to give it more of a bed. This is about a 9-inch bed. So if this corn grows great or pristine, this year we'll go with 9 inches. If it doesn't, we're going to add another 3 inches of perlite. Because the corn gets so high, it needs a root structure. That's what we're figuring.
Right here. just squash?
Yeah, squash and cucumbers. This is our first year with the Gaia, so my guys didn't want to risk it too much, so they're going with like a ground cover type vegetable. Because the tomato plants, you can see, we actually put in that Virginia creeper as like a windscreen. And then also, once this corn gets high, it's actual windscreen too, because the tomato plants, we can't put stakes in the ground, obviously. So we have to come up with some type of concept to support the tomato plants. But initially now, we're trying to cut down on the wind a little.
Where does the produce go?
The what?
Do you use the produce?
There's a soup kitchen on the other side of the bridge, so my guys bring boxes of stuff to a French nuns on the other side of the bridge run a soup kitchen. All right, so you saw 12 inches of Gaia and 6 inches of Gaia. This is 8 inches of Gaia. So what's unique about this is a gentleman from Colombia, Stuart Gaffin, called me a couple of years ago. He said he was doing a class in green roofs. He wanted to know if students could come over and do a roof, and I said no problem. So I got the Gaia for them. They went down to the Native Plant Center in Staten Island and picked out the plants. There was a design here when they originally installed it, and this is an example of a green roof being installed by individuals that don't have green roof experience, and they did it cold, they installed it, and it's been about 4 or 5 years. It's growing great, the native plants. Something else is there. Look at it, funky, right? Right? Alright, so these are mineral soil, the 6 inches and 4 inches. Columbia's doing a big analysis. We have 10 recreation centers that have 12 beds. This is 6 beds, so we have 1,000 square feet at 10 different recreation centers in the Parks Department. And Columbia's doing an insane analysis of the microorganisms in soil. They're also they have someone working on a master's, or even a doctorate, I think, on the DNA of these native plants and how they interact with the native plants at the ground level. It's absolutely... Yeah, Columbia had an entomologist up here checking insects. We also had someone up here doing a study on birds. They set up a bunch of speakers and they analyzed the bird life that was up here.
Those are those little wooden things that are on the railing?
No. Those are for native bees.
Oh, yeah.
But someone had speakers up here for a while, so they really, they really want to analyze it. And for me, it's been 8 years. I don't know why we have to analyze it anymore. I mean, it's working. It's absolutely crazy. But what they're doing is they're kind of pushing the envelope. They're not giving any TLC to those ones that are in these 10 different rec centers to see how it would work without any TLC. These guys are from Toronto. They're called BioRoof. Their product's pretty good. They have a proprietary mix. I'll give you guys a handout when we leave. Their information's on there. You want to call them up. Very nice guys. They have tons of information. Toronto, Chicago is way ahead of us with green roofs, so these guys have a lot of experience. The second to last bed over there is solar, so solar panel and green roofs really work. What happens is that just keeps the ambient temperature on a 90-degree day under 100 degrees. So the solar still goes very well. 4 inches of mineral soil. That's the guy. This guy's product is the support underneath the solar system, which is cool. So what it is, it's like the bottom of this plastic fans out to about 90% of the area underneath this, and there's little cups in there. Right. So it's actually the weight of the 4 inches of mineral soil that actually hold the solar down. This was installed the spring before Sandy. And the guy ran up here the day after Sandy, and this product It's been in there for about 4 or 5 years. We haven't really analyzed it too much. We just haven't had the time yet. But those are native plants and native grasses with the regular potting soil with 80% perlite mixed into it. So it's a super lightweight system. Maybe this summer or next summer we'll get some interns to take out a chunk of it and analyze the plant life, the weight, the water absorption of a cubic foot, and we'll get some data on that. And last thing, we have 10 hives over here. We deal with NYC beekeeping. The hives, we lost like 8 out of the 10. So this winter, they really came up here and they really kind of helped the hives out a little. So this winter, out of 10, we only lost 2. And so far, they've been splitting hives. They've been bringing extra queens down. They even suspect they got a queen to get fertilized locally, which is very unique because there's not enough drones flying around to fertilize. So they're, which is very encouraging. And that's it. That's everything.